I'm making a stir fry. One of my favorite dishes, actually. I make this really frequently, and it's based around lots of just fantastic vegetables thrown into a wok with some protein. I love tofu as my protein, and I'm focusing particularly here on this recipe. I want it high protein, I want it to support menopause and menopause symptoms, and I want it to help with cardiovascular health. And all of these ingredients do just that, because it's anti-inflammatory, it's high in fibre, it's got plenty of protein, the anti-inflammatory oils in it, it's got some minerals, it ticks lots of boxes. So let me get going. I use firm tofu because it's higher in protein, and this firm tofu, when you buy it in the shops, is already cooked. So I am just taking roughly about 100 grams of firm tofu, and I'm cutting it into small bite-sized cube pieces. And then I'm going to marinate it. And this doesn't have to be done overnight or anything. It can be done just before you start cooking. I'm going to marinate it with some miso. Now I'm making a recipe for one here, and so I'm just going to have slightly less. It's about a dessert spoon of miso paste. Miso paste is a fermented soybean paste. It's a little bit salty, it's absolutely delicious. And I'm actually adding in some sesame seeds, a couple of teaspoons of sesame seeds, and I'm going to mix that together so that the tofu gets coated in the miso paste and with the sesame seeds. Now tofu is a fantastic source of protein. It's got almost as much protein as fish and chicken, and it's absolutely, usually if it's made with calcium, then it's high in calcium as well. It's got phytonutrients in it and phytoestrogen in it, so it's great for menopause symptoms and for cardiovascular health. So it's really good. So I have got that then all just lovely mixed up in a paste like that. I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to chop up some vegetables to stir fry. So into my wok I'm going to add some spring onions, and this is just, I love onions and I love how healthy they are in the gut, and your gut microbes love them, and in return the gut microbes make anti-inflammatory compounds, and it's absolutely wonderful. It's just a win-win, and I love the fact that spring onions cook so fast. So I'm just going to turn up my heat here and start really cooking this away. So I'm going to pop a little bit of extra virgin olive oil into my wok. Now extra virgin olive oil can actually withstand high heat temperatures. It is quite safe to cook with it. It's fine, and I find it doesn't affect the flavour whatsoever. I do not need a neutral oil in this. You'll see I add lots of flavour in, and it's just a wonderful dish. I'm also going to add in some greens. In this case, I've got some kale. You use any greens that you prefer. Any greens will work really well in this dish. I'm just using about a handful of kale, finely chopped in here. And then I'm going to have some cabbage. You can use any type of cabbage you like as well. I adore cabbage. I adore its anti-inflammatory benefits. It's great. Oh, that's a bit too big to hold. It's great for menopause symptoms. It's great for your gut health. It's absolutely great for cardiovascular disease health, because it is anti-inflammatory in the gut. It contains vitamin C. It's such an underrated vegetable. So I am going to very finely slice it up, because that means it's tastier in this dish, it's more palatable, and also it cooks really fast. And I don't want this dish to take ages to cook. This is my quick kind of weekday meal here, and that's about a handful there of cabbage. So I'm going to put that in as well. There we go. Now I actually want some of these vegetables to sear a little bit on the base of the wok, because I like that ever so slightly kind of caught flavour, especially the spring onions. They taste really nice when they catch and caramelise a little bit. So I'm not going to stir it around just yet. I'm actually going to get the rest of the ingredients ready, which I'll add in a minute. So I'm going to use fresh ginger, and I'm going to coarsely grate it. I don't want my ginger flavour to be lost in this dish. I want to have a bite of this and actually taste the ginger. So that's why I'm coarsely grating it, not finely grating it. And I want a good teaspoon just for me, because this has brilliant anti-inflammatory benefits in your body, in your gut, And that's really good. That's a win-win in menopause, and it's a great thing for your cardiovascular health and all that. And here we go. I'm going to use, this is a long red chili. I'm not sure of its botanical name, but I call it a long red chili. And I find that a long red chili doesn't have quite as much high heat as one of those short little ones. And so this is great. I like that. I like that level of heat. You can take the seeds out if you want, because the seeds are quite hot and spicy, but I don't mind having the seeds in there at all. So that's coming along nicely. You can't smell it, but what's going on here is it's just searing. And remember, these are all finely chopped, so they barely need cooking. Absolutely amazing. So I better hurry up a bit. So here we go. I've got a garlic as well. Fantastic, fantastic for your cholesterol levels, actually. Fantastic to help support those. Fantastic for your gut microbes. It's anti-inflammatory because of that gut microbe benefit. So I'm just doing not quite a whole fresh garlic there, clove, but probably about 2/3 of it. So you see how we've layered up some amazing flavour in here. Now, that has wilted. The kale's already wilted, the cabbage is already wilted, the spring onions are going that lovely bright green colour, telling me they're ready. So I better add my flavours in. I add this at the last minute. So I'm adding those in. I'm now adding in my tofu. Remember, it doesn't need cooking. All it needs is warming up. If you overcook tofu, it goes a bit rubbery. So I don't like that texture. So I'm adding that in. And for extra protein, I'm adding in just a few chickpeas, not a lot. I don't want to get gut bloating, but I want to just add in a few more chickpeas. That's probably a heaped tablespoon there. And for crunch, I'm adding in about a dessert spoon of pumpkin seeds, which also has great fibre in, anti-inflammatory oils, protein. I mean, this dish is just fantastic. So here we go. That's ready. That's completely ready. I better turn that off and bring it over here and show you. The smell is wonderful. Now, at this point, I might choose to add a little bit of salt, or maybe some soy sauce or tamari sauce or something like that. I usually splash in, once the cooking's finished, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, because that is actually kind of just lifts all the flavours. And it's also, my apple cider vinegar is live, and so that's actually a fermented food I'm adding in, which is more anti-inflammatory benefit. Oh God, this is so gorgeous. I think I'm just gonna have to eat it. This is great, and you see how fast you can make it. I hope you enjoy it.